Good day, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Viper Viperland, and I need to turn off the song request stuff real quick. This is the last time we did a stream. I had song request stuff, and we're better now. So, back here, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy. Hoping we can maybe finish this trial tonight. I don't know. Also, hey, Graham, how's it going? Oh, yeah, we left off in the middle of a trial, which I don't like doing. But was told that we definitely had, like, more than a bit of time left. And couldn't have gone further. Okay. See if I remember where we left off. So, okay, so it's testimony. So I don't think okay. I should be reading this, but I'll read it when I go through again. That's the stuff we're about to press on. Okay, that's where we left off. That's why, because it was at the start of a new testimony. Okay. So you pour that glass of juice for the victim. Yeah, I'm going to read her lines when we go through for the pressing. Don't worry. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? Yeah, I hate it too, but it was that or like go considerably later, and considering I had already lost a bit of sleep that weekend and had work in the morning, it wasn't really feasible for me. But I hate doing it. I like stopping at obvious stopping points. It's better for me, at least. I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Getting a reasonable amount of sleep. I know, yeah, all those really nutty things. Phoenix, please be careful here. We can't find anything wrong with this testimony. There's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Mr. Wright, you get into your cross-examination. Cool. When I found the body... A glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Of course not. Then who did you pour it for? Mr. Wright, there's a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer for it to be revealed to you? In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen. Precisely. I couldn't have said it better myself. How many pairs of glasses is she going to go through tonight? I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. So, it was a mess? Are you sure it wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Corrida? I understand your frustrations are not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. And then, what did you see next, witness? In one, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. Slumped over? Yes, he was just sitting there, with his head tilted forward and eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. Then what did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he had lost the Grand Prix, and then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Both normal things to do. Anyways, that's what I thought. I see, so you didn't think he was dead at all. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. You thought he fainted? I thought he was asleep at first, but then the room was in such a messy state. I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone. That's when you went to pour the glass of juice. Yes, he always had a hard time waking up. So Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink. I see. And after that, what happened next? When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. And how did he come to realize that he was in fact dead? Shook him over and over, but I never got a response. What's the little case in the series? Is it? I'm enjoying it so far. But also, hey, Orange Moon, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. This is my first time going through any of the games that wasn't the first one, so my first time in this case. Having a good time so far, though. Amazed at the amount of glasses she's gone through in just this case. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. Shocked, and staggered backwards. And knocked the flower vase over, so that's what happened. Yes. This is what it all comes down to. Huh? This is the absolute end for both sides, and Adrian is letting her guard down. Phoenix, now is our best chance yet to kill the prosecution's case. Isn't that a bit harsh? Well, alright, cool. If it comes down to that, I will, but I've really been trying to, like, get through it on my own. So, like, I appreciate the offer, but I've really been trying to, as rough as I can be, get through it on my own. The only time we've actually gotten stuck is earlier in this case, where I didn't realize you had to hand back part 1 of the report to Edgeworth. And I got stuck for like an hour rubbing everything on everyone, because I didn't think, oh yeah, hand him back the thing he just handed us. Other than that, we've been doing okay. But that one moment got stuck. It's not a bit harsh, Miss Andrews. Will you tell us the truth this time? Probably not. Alright. Because we all know how I do. We're gonna save. It was just... I didn't think hand it back. So this was the one I think we were gonna... Yeah, because the picture... Yeah. So we have... Like, he's missing a button, and there's blood pooling out of him. Maybe not pooling out of him, that's an over-exaggeration, but like, I think she'd noticed that before she went, oh, he's tired. So we're gonna go with that one, and probably take damage. Witness is, yeah, it's clearly faulty, Your Honor. Yep. Ridiculously, man. The not fault. It's true. I feel that deeply in my bones. Those haven't come up yet. I don't think the button would be the... I mean, we saved first anyway, but... I don't want to just shotgun approach. I really do. Like, I thought it was the picture. As soon as I hit that point, I was like, oh, it's the picture. I'm gonna try the button, but I'm not very confident about it. Yeah. Not confident at all. Okay. So let's find the actual thing, then. Like, he makes sure that he's like, oh, this sounds odd, but... Yeah, like, he specifically points out that it sounds weird. He built it forward, eyes closed. I mean, yes, he did look like that. I mean, if you take away the knife... Oh, maybe we're just supposed to present the knife. Maybe the knife is the thing we're supposed to present. Nope! Alright, and this is where we realize we're so skilled. And so where's another point? Like, this is a longer testimony, too. This in the room. Getting to... Okay, so there's nothing, absolutely nothing I can press on, or, like, present on the first one. Stream. It has not! It was Saturday to Monday. I just didn't stream Sunday. So stepped exactly. Room was messy. That's yeah. It absolutely well. After the murder, definitely it was. No. Also, hey, sorry. How's it going? Ah, okay. You're right. Yeah, 40,000 years. How's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. It's definitely messy. Yeah. There's nothing we can really prove there. I don't think we have any evidence of a fight. It's the one I thought it was, but I don't know what other evidence we could pose here. It really looked like he was sleeping. Definitely, yeah, it definitely sounds a bit odd, but... What's the exact phrasing here? Sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. Yeah. I don't know what other evidence I could... Definitely not that photo. We tried the knife, we tried the picture, we tried the button. Those are the three that I mean, the picture I thought was just the one. You know, okay. Those haven't come up yet. That's definitely gonna happen. Strangled with a scarf, stabbed with a knife. If he always wore a scarf anyway, that wouldn't be weird looking. I mean, we know she's lying anyway, but we still gotta find fault. The wine glass is what we're talking about. The guitar case comes after us, it's not that. I doubt it's the guide map. It's not the magazine clipping at all, no. Not the camera, not the radio transceiver, not the ticket, not the nickel samurai. Definitely our attorney's badge. I don't think it would be a person here. I tend to forget that people can be... Like, I have this bad habit of just forgetting it, but I'm pretty sure that's not... I don't know who we would present here. So maybe it's just not supposed to be there. There's not close. Yeah, you know. Just... You could barely find a place to stand. Cross your mind. No, no. Well, fine. Fine, to each your own. I can't imagine being like, oh, I'm so tired in the morning. Let me tomato juice it up. But, you know, whatever. Oh, maybe this one. If not here, which I thought it was. Last dude's dead. Doesn't necessarily contradict her statement as much as what she says afterwards. This is... it's not reaching totally, but I feel like maybe the knife or the picture here might be like, you didn't notice... You went to go take his pulse before you noticed a knife sticking out of him. Like, come on. But... Nope, got it wrong again. I'm gonna try the picture there too, because I feel like those could be one and the same in terms of like what they're looking for. It's the picture, okay. If I go on my instinct for the picture first, but it's fine. It's like you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him. No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body. What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Corda's chest. I still think that should have been applicable earlier when I presented it. Just saying, but it's okay. We got it. It's cool. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. Well, you see. I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted, and then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. The glasses again. Your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. No. No glasses shattered for that one, just a no. Alright. Looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt Ongard, is not guilty after all. But that's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt, I swear. He's the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so is that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance, which is like 9 more than she deserves. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. Well, then there's no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt Ungard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I'd like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt Ungard. Come on! Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute, real truth. The absolute, real truth? What are you? Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt Ungard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. Francisca von Karma. No kidding, it's Francisca von Karma. Huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly into the words of others. Because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Then, right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Matt Ungard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now, and is clinging onto them. I mean, yeah, that's how an actual court would work, but none of these court proceedings... We've had Francisca von Karma do multiple assaults on multiple people live in court, admit to taking illegal photographs, putting those photographs up for evidence, and then going, oh, I guess it was illegal. Well, it's okay. Just remember what you saw. Like, to the judge, she has admitted doing illegal acts. This court doesn't care. This court doesn't care at all. At all. Then what should we... This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. Yeah, you know, everything's fine. Everything's normal. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get our not guilty. That's my only priority. Yeah, well, yeah. Normally Phoenix would be here for the truth, but today he's got ulterior, kidnapping motives. It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Please, someone help me. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right, I suggest you think very carefully about this. I got it. Save. Message received, Edgeworth. I understand. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. Think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. This real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? I mean... no one else could be except the woman crying over there, right? Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Testify. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I'd like to know what you are really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure. Mr. Ungard would get an acquittal, but in his place he would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me. No, you are about to be found guilty. You could just turn back to the judge. Judge, am I about to be found guilty? He'd be like, mm-hmm. Yep. No third parties could have been mad. Yeah. That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong. Well, then testify as to how we're wrong. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this, however. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop. Mr. Edgeworth? This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? Because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop, please stop. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. It's no use. I have the evidence right here. Ah, that's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? So everything in this game is a violation of everything. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature. The other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please, please stop, I beg you. If people find out, I'll... You're going to say you would choose death. That is of no concern to me. I don't care. Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing... Jeez, metal as hell. Still breathing lips. No remorse. Just, I'm getting the truth from you. One way or another, no matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please, help me. Updated, yeah, of course. Nothing matters anymore. My crime. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. Then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. That's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume. Stab the body with the knife, but why would you do that? Isn't it obvious to pin the blame on a certain person? A certain cowardly man? What do you mean by all of this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but this is the truth. The real killer is Matt. The scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Last time? Phoenix, you have. It's fine. So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Corrida, in the chest with a knife. Oh, I'm thinking of the other one. Right. Yeah. I don't know if we... Okay. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt Ongard for the murder. And this is her crime. I mean, she is guilty of a crime here. She is guilty of trying to pin a crime on someone else, tampering with evidence, probably a bunch of other stuff I don't know about. But, assuming she's not lying, she's not guilty of the murder of Juan Ongard, or Juan Corrida, which is what the trial's actually about. They can have a whole nother trial about, like, what she confessed here. So many people have confessed so many crimes here that just weren't part of the murder itself. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, haven't you noticed a pattern in the naming convention of this series? Please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. Alright. I mean, if she's supposed to be telling the truth here, can we even find it? But you could tell from the state of the room was in it. There must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck. That scarf is part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. See, now it checks out a bit more now that we know she stabbed with a knife, you know. What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's what I thought. I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. But the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. Thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. He was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. So, you were the one to stab the victim with that knife? It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. I don't know. He was definitely plotting something shenanigan related, but I don't know if any party involved other than Juan would know enough about it to, like, murder her. Didn't actually stir. Don't want all the honey at the bottom. Then when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. I used the button somehow. I could make Matt look even more suspect. So he thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. Engarde's Hakama. Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? An inconvenience. There's a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. Willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta. You know it was Lotta, but also, yeah, it was Lotta. There's also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. That's Miss Oldbag for you. I'd already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once. So I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it, and you thought that was just dandy and fine and normal? Like, he was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what is this secret? That I don't know. Oh, okay. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. I think we've heard enough. So, after that, he went back to Mr. Engarde's room and planted the button. Onto Matt's Hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. My word, what does all this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? Secret. It's too horrifying. And we can't blame Old Bat because we're trying to find the truth. Like, yeah, I'm sure we could find a way to try to pin it on her, but like, we're here to find the real murderer, the real criminal. It's Matt Engarde. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francisca, huh? She said that I should under no circumstances confess to what I'd done. And if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. Wow, even the court's like, nothing. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor! The defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But... Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. Well, that's bad news. Oh, they just laughed. Oh, okay. Like, instantly gone. Huh. Have we ever seen the empty chair? I don't know if I've ever actually seen the chair. Phoenix is... Today's trial. It's over. I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Yeah, because you keep, like, prominently twirling it. Although I didn't remember it at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day. You've literally just been taunting people with, like, tampered evidence? Oh my goodness. The room that day. Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It's lying there right next to him. Found that card next to the victim's body. Suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Yeah, I guess not. But it's still a strange card, if you ask me. But as far as included in this case, I don't see why. Witness that card. Give it to me. Hurry. Phoenix is like, yeah, I guess the card wouldn't mean anything. And Edgeworth's like, oh my god, you idiot, Wright. You idiot, Andrews. Edgeworth, do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. I didn't mean to. What is this all about? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it? What does it mean? To be continued. Alright, we made it through the case without dying. I'm gonna pretend we didn't have to restart that one time. We're gonna pretend. We're gonna pretend? We're gonna pretend. 22nd, 5:24 p.m. Wright and Co. Law Offices. Mystic Maya. Mystic Maya. Snipper. There, Pearls. I can't take it anymore. Whoa. Look, it'll be alright. Everything may still work out. The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict, and so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't because Mr. Engard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Cheer up, we don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going. You're right. Mystic Maya is in much more pain than I am. Yes, that's right, so... Hey, you guys, glad I caught you, pal. Mr. Scruffy Detective. Oh boy, looks like Detective Gumshoe. Yes, it has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearl's book now. I mean, isn't he though? It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now, and I came to talk to you, pal. But I'm kind of busy right now. Well, let's talk to him. So, what are you going to do from now on? What do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So, do you have a new job lined up yet? Oh, that! What am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming at all until my next payday. What are you talking about? You don't have another payday? Guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal. Say what? You'll be searching for things that will prove Mr. Engard's innocence all day, right? Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. Got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. Okay. By the way, what's your best dish? It's the noodles, pal. He says with a smile on his face. Hold on, my nose is being stupid. Hoping I didn't catch anything in the city yesterday. Hoping it's just the weather lately has just been like hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. I'm hoping it's just that again. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? That was the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself. He said that. That's horrible. But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. The truth. Andrew's last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself, but I still think there's something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. I mean, about that thing, pal? Why would she want to... No, I mean, almost need to frame Mr. Ongard. Couldn't figure that out from anything she said all day. And you're saying that testimony was a lie? Not a lie, per se. It just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. That's what Edgeworth would like us to believe. That's such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Siska von Karma. Was she really, though? Was she really, though? Was she in any way, actually? Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Oh yeah, she got shot. Wasn't she shot this morning? Also, I like how in one day, Gumshoe has gone from employed to fired. And, like, this all happened today. Like, he got fired today. And Phoenix is already like, you got another job lined up? It's like, it's the same day. Like, I don't know. Miss Von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol, pal. She's going to be fine. Oh, but she's going to be fine, right? I mean, Edgeworth said she was in stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay. It's still hanging in there. They should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting at the hospital. Which one? What? You gonna visit him, pal? No, well, I was kind of thinking about it. Hey, you actually got a heart, don't you? It looked like she was being tortured to death not being able to get to the trial today. So maybe it'd be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick. No! Now, I'm definitely not going. Let's see. Name of the hospital. Oh yeah, the Hottie Clinic. Name sends a chill down my spine. Well, guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi. You know what? Now that he seems to be working for us... Look, it's my attorney's badge. Oh, it's a little tarnished, don't you think, pal? Don't worry, I'll make it all sparkly shiny again. I'm really touched. Thanks. Alright. Hell yeah. We got a lot of places to go. Let's start here. Why not? March 22nd, Hottie Clinic Reception. Thought I'd ever come back to this place. I don't remember what voice I gave him. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? Ah, hi. Wait a second. Here. Yes. Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Why are you still here? Yes, what is it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes. Director Hottie. Nope, wrong voice. I guessed wrong. I was like, sounds like a nurse or something. No, Edgeworth. Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Oh, you're the man from this morning. Yes, what is it? Director, Franziska. How is Franziska von Karma? You don't need to worry. Yes, she's in good hands. Because you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes. I don't like that. Yes, and that thing, that surgery, it went well. You have my gratitude. Looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret. She looked so pitiful, absolutely terrified. Yes, but I understand. Yes, her opponent was a gun after all. Her opponent was a gun after all. And when I snuck up on her real secret-like, she would scream really loud. Yes, yeah, I imagined... I see. She's really cute, too. And when I do that, she'd whip me with her whip. Boy, did I cry like a baby. Yes, but I think I could get used to it. Go back to your room. You're so mean. So mean, my frisky frisker. Let's get to... Okay. It's time for my FV drops. Yes. Wow. Leave it to Francisca to just bounce back from a shooting that fast. I'm assuming they shot her in her non-dominant shoulder, so she can still whip the Jesus out of someone. And what are those tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Oh, I knew I shouldn't have come here. And we try to do something nice for once. I was shot in front of the courthouse, in my right shoulder. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning. But that would have been too much for you. There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding, one has to wonder if he's simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action, given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. By taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you in that irresponsible deal you made. I think I know what deal he's referring to. Miss Von Karma, you made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. Angard, you told Miss Andrews to not testify in court today. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have a proof that I made such a deal? You're denying it? Looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over. You're right, it would be, and we would have won. Also, hey Bots, how's it going? Oh yeah, true, because it's Monday today. How you doing? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. We sure are investigating, and yeah, it's going. All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime? That isn't my problem, whether she had tampered with the evidence or not. I have only one objective, to find Angard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The ends justifies the means. It's about karma. Jane Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, then Angard will be found guilty. What does that have to do with me? Because of that, she's now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end. It still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person, that's all. But you had to know she was... Ow! I think visiting hours here are about over. So if you'll excuse me... What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? Probably because she thinks I had the advantage in that argument. Edgeworth. Well, guess we're talking to Edgeworth. Yeah, I mean, cool. Get to watch fun anime with awesome people. Like, that's not exactly a bad thing. Happened at the trial excuse me, sorry. It happened today at the trial, Edgeworth. That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. You could have made her testify as many times... Excuse me, what the heck? As many times as you wanted, but to go that far... But she wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, Wright, the courtroom is a garden of judgment. The courtroom is a garden of judgment. Yeah, it must be, because I didn't realize she'd be such a recurring character, and I thought it would be really funny to give her just the deepest voice, but now she's a recurring character with way more lines, and I'm regretting it deeply, but we commit. As long as I can remember what voice I gave someone, and I remember what voice I gave her, so, yep, Yeah, I didn't know that, though. I only played the first game. That's all of my knowledge was the first game. Putting myself on the line when I stand in there. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's rare for you. Yeah, that sprite is always one of his, like, crazier ones. So go on, give it to me. You have any idea what you just stupidly didn't really do? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. The card? What in the world is it? You mean this? No, the other card that freaked you out. Yes, that card! Listen, Wright, this is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. Special investigations. Listen, it'd be really even funnier if he was like, listen, this is top secret information. We absolutely cannot let it be leaked. Phoenix, earmuffs, and he tells Pearls. Special investigations team has existed for a number of years, but few know of it. I understand. Their task is to find the owner of this card, a man called Shelley the Killer. Just as his name states, he is a killer, an assassin, the best at that. Assassin? Yeah, he was. Picture card added to the court record. Ass in? Who is this Shelley the Killer? The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins. Long-standing. And it's also just shockingly close to Edgeworth's voice. So whenever Pearl and Edgeworth, like, I was like, oh, those two aren't going to interact. Cool. I don't have to worry about that nonsense. And it's like, now they're talking to each other. The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Shelley is the professional name of the third heir to the Killer name. I thought incorrectly. So because his professional name is Shelley, he leaves cards with a shell on them. It's a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victims. Why would he do something like that? I think it's a part of his duty to his clients. His duty? If he leaves a card, then his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients. See, the killer values the trust between his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. Well, I mean, as long as murder is exempt from his moral, I guess that's even honorable assassins can exist. So, you think this assassin, you think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it, wouldn't you agree? Shelley the Killer, huh? I noticed something at the trial today. You were behaving in a very strange manner. Is something the matter? Yes, I should just tell him. She's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want? An acquittal. I see. I had no idea. I'll prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow. Really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to... Stop trying to console me, Edgeworth. I don't need your pity. Mr. Nick, he has a lot of power. He could actually probably get it. He might be... Let him try to find her? There's no way you can find her. We don't even have a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. It's the only way. Right, listen. You need to know something. Juan Corrido was killed by Shelley the Killer. The client who ordered the job is Matt Ongard, your own client. Please stop. I can't listen to you. Can't believe that. Let's see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this. What is it? The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only. So we're looking for any clues that may lead us to Shelley the Killer. If you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter. Letter of introduction from Edgeworth. It just says, Hiku, signed Edgeworth. In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again if anything should happen. Now you'll excuse me. Mr. Nick, do you think Mr. Ongard hired an assassin? No way! I mean, he doesn't have a psych lock. Yeah, I guess not. Also, I've mentioned it a few times, but I don't think you've been around for pots. I love the concept that either Phoenix is so easy to read that people constantly react to his internal monologue, or everyone can actually just read his mind. Like, either or. Like, constantly people are reacting to the things he thinks. Maya, please, all I ask is you make it home, safe and sound. Date. Time. Location. I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me, and even though he said he was an assassin, but he's just making that up, like how Nick does with everything in court. I mean, us using our facts and logic? Okay. Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. So I got the door open. Okay, time to go take a look around. Alright. Date. Time. Location. That's a room. What is this place? Got a feeling I'm not in the hotel anymore. Those videos over there? Well, I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. That way I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here. Alright. What? I've never seen a TV this big before. Where's the power button, Ooh, it's busted. I would so die a happy samurai fan. I forgot to see the nickel samurai on a TV like this. Apparently, assassination is a lucrative business. He's mixed by himself, yeah, or, getting whipped, or, getting verbally whipped by Edgeworth. I can't believe I just made a joke about dying, all things considered. Yeah, too soon. What is this thing? An antenna, I guess? This is a VCR? Sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. What is an antenna doing here? How do I, a modern youth, know what a video cassette recorder is? Oh, hey, it's a computer. Never really used one before. You've never... Okay. I have no idea where the power switch in this thing is. Right, there goes my plane. Oh, to use this somehow to get out of here. Yeah. It's a product of his times. The concept of, 16, 17-year-old these days not knowing how to turn on a computer and recognizing what a VCR is. It's just like... No. It's a framed picture sitting on this coffee table. The picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, "With love, Celeste." Bet this could be a clue. That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear? Oh, how cute. It's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. What if it's some kind of puzzle or something? Oh. Puzzle bear. A barely solvable puzzle. It's so dark in here that I can barely see, but these kind of feel like videotapes. All of them. Just what kind of room is this? Well, let's see. A giant TV with a giant sound system. A bunch of VCRs and mixers. A computer. And a wall full of video cassettes. It could be anything, honestly. Who knows? Yeah, locked, of course. It doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I was a little skinnier, then I might have been able to crawl through there. No, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. Yeah. It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. He is. Now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. Ways, you mean... Dead men tell no tales, is how the saying goes, correct? Dead? I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting. I am an assassin. No way, you're lying. I mean, an assassin. People are not always who they appear to be. Nick! Well, March 22nd, 7:04 p.m., Hottie Clinic reception. Mr. Nick. Oh, yes, pearls? That cut off my thoughts about my situation. Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know. Yes, for now, I have no choice but to believe in Mr. Engard, but I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too. Okay. Let's, yeah, let's throw one. Well, I guess we'll go here. March 22nd, police station. Wow, everybody looks really busy with something or another. They're probably strengthening the evidence for tomorrow's case. Hey, hurry up with that, will you? Pass the victims list around. You gotta be kidding, there's over 100 people in here. Mr. Nick? Is Mr. On Guard really that big and bad of a criminal? Actually, Pearls? Never mind. Sounds like they're working on a different case. Well, no one to talk to here. So in a second detention center. Sorry, but visiting hours are over for today. Aw. I have too many questions I need to ask. Sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... Hey, Mr. Wright, you say? Oh, yeah. There's a message here for you. Message? It's from Matt On Guard. Ah, here you are. What did you write? Is it something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. Dear Mr. Lawyer Dude, I got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy all of a sudden? Oh, Mr. Wright. So actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put a lot of food out when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright? Shu. This is terrible. Let's hurry. We have to feed his cat. Your poor Shu's stomach is growling by now. Yeah, I guess. Matt's note jammed into a pocket. Client's request is a request. Guess I should go check up on his cat. Well. Time to feed an all-important cat. No, not present. Guess we have to go from the hotel, if it's close by. March 22nd, Gateway Hotel, hotel lobby. Alright now, Mr. Nick. Let's go look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass! Soul bag. Don't devalue my name and turn it into a ghastly, spiky-headed, heady fogger? What? Guess if you have been made to look like the bad guy again, although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, just as he promised. What I really want is something much more valuable. One Edgy Boy's heart. I want it all for me. It's all your fault. You've awakened the wild beast inside of this old bag. Did she just die? Please tell me she died, and her final words were, "It's all your fault. You've awakened the wild beast inside of this old bag." Please. Not that I want her dead, but I think that would be the greatest final words. Ah, this old bag. Keep your hands off me! This helmet is airtight. No air gets in and no air gets out. Why would you wear that? Then why do you keep putting it on? Okay. Huh. Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get back. I'm not hearing this. I got too caught up. I didn't do the voice. My bad. Just, ray gun. Huh. There are a million you're certainly to be asking many questions, whippersnapper. Alright, looks like the only way I'm going to get any investigating done. So let's do something about this kooky alien. Alright, so you want to see... You know what? Put the helmet on. We'll be back. So in a second, On Guard Mansion living room. Sure is dark. I'll go turn on a light. That's a lot to take in. That's just a whole lot all at once. Wow, so this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shu, the kitty cat. Shu. So I guess this is Shu. Oh, what a lovely cat. Hello, Shu. Tee-hee. Cat seems to like pearls. Pardon me. Oh. Oh. Alright. May I help you with something, mister? Oh, we're lawyers? Actually, I'm Mr. On Guard's a lawyer. The Masters. Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes? Ah, it's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Nice to meet you. But if he's got a butler, why would we have to feed the cat? Also, you know, the rest of everything. All of it. First things first. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind taking a look at that. Okay. Gotcha. You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Angard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It's not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. Damn yawns. But typically butler-like, as it were. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say, maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. Not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of himself. Yeah. You know, I would have thought Mr. Angard the kind to have a maid over a butler. He absolutely seems the type, yeah. That's a very cute cat you've got there. It is my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies Shu. And, anything else? No, not especially. It's not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the family cat. Well then, I guess I don't need this piece of scrap paper anymore. Matt's note crumpled into a ball and thrown away. Well, I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. Oh, we should probably get going ourselves. Ah, so young and yet already so accomplished, a master of law. There's also a lot to be proud of in being a butler in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'll excuse me. Speaking of just a whole lot to take in at once, yeah, that's okay. There's a giant cooking hearth here. It's actually a fireplace. How are they different, Mr. Nick? You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. Excuse me. You should come and visit Fay Manor, then. I'll show you one when you do. There. Sure. We'll bite. The giant flying motorcycle. Ah, a giant bicycle is flying through the air. That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal and it moves on its own. Really? Wow. But sorry to disappoint you, it can't fly. That's too bad. I don't know, I've seen some daredevils before. They can make it look like it can. Very comfortable and spacious lounge set. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? What is with me and feeling inferior today? There's another door over there. You shouldn't go wandering off there, Mr. Nick. Yes, Pearls. I know how Maya feels when I tell her to stop playing around. Ah, there are masks here. Yeah, that one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The ones next to that are the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate. They fought many battles against the backdrop of Neo-Old Tokyo. Wow, you really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. It's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. But it's for Mr. Angard's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shu? The door. It's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering it. Guess there's nothing else to see here. Guess we just leave. You know. Bye. Yeah, let's make it so she doesn't, you know, asphyxiate. Maybe if I show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. A soul bag? If you would look at... What? I want you to look at this worthless piece of... Itchy poo. Ah, is that her perfume? Pheromone d'amour I smell? Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly? That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Ichipu said so, you understand? Letter of introduction given to Miss Oldbag. I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. Looks like she has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe, but, nothing's going to come of it. That's so mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Ow! Yeah, you mean how, like, Maya tells and shares her feelings with others? Fine. Time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation. Okay. Ah! Oh, now! One little thing before I forget. You can't go into on-guard zone today. Why? The police-made investigation team is going to be in there all day, you hear? What if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer? But don't go in there. Set 1 foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldham. Alright, well, guess we won't go in there. Watch 22nd Gateway Hotel. Looks like we're the only ones here. And yet, the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. I don't know if there'd be anything new here. It's the same look as the other day. If I get stuck, I'll start examining everything, but I feel like we examined everything pretty thoroughly unless I notice something different. Alright, so in a second, Gateway Hotel hallway. Hey, city boy! Lotta, you're still here. Wrecking course. An investigative photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? And this hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. But do you have a camera? Red given! Photographers gotta have cameras out the ears like corn to be a real pro, you know? So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feeding the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief? Why can't you drop that thief thing already? We should probably give her camera back. Would you please take a look at this? Nope, sorry, no What? It's literally your camera! it's your, okay. Fine. Okay. Well, I guess we have to actually talk to her about it. I want to ask you about the night of the murder. What? You're really going to shell out the bucks for the info I got? Lotta, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder, were you not? Well, kinda, but... Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. Didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know? Followed a few stars around, got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them too. Looks like she wasn't here the entire time that night. The security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time either. Guess this means there's no one who can tell us who came and who went that night. Damn it. So about the note that was inside your camera case? Oh, that ditty I wrote? Yeah. Can I believe what you've written? You mean the stuff about On-God shoving his messenger lady onto corridor? Yeah. Ah, well, I reckon you best not believe in that. What? Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know? Writing whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bulldoodles. Hey, what's with you? Why are you staring at me like my grandpa used to? Such a specific line. Ah. Hey, and why do you look like you suddenly got older too? Or am I just shrinking here? Why are you looking at me like my grandpa used to? Ah, my baby, my $1,600 baby. What's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? That guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Well, it's kind of how it is. Hey, you're that redcoat's friend, ain't you? Put in a few good words to me and get me my get me back my camera. Want me to do what? Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours and I guarantee he'll give it back. Why don't you do your own dirty work? Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh? Didn't you say you had other huh? Yeah, I guess so. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you then. And you too there, little one. Keep up the good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay. And make sure you do all your homework, you hear? Okay. If you happen to find yourself a camera, make sure you bring it right to me. Would you please just leave already? Another place we examined pretty fully. Well... March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel, Corridors Hotel. Mr. Nick. What is that otherworldly, ghastly moaning? I hate evil ghosts. I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon. Excuse me. After you're calling a demon, brat. Zoinks! It's the alien! Who are you calling an alien? It's just you, Miss Oldbay. What are you doing here? What's wrong with youngins today? I came down here to pay my respects to my poor Juan, and you're disturbing me! Well, guess we can talk to her. Can't click off right now, I hate to say sore, but I can check it after. Please talk to me about the night of the murder. Just one more time. I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and her note. She was loitering around here with that imbecilic look on her face. With that imbecilic look on her face. Okay, got it. Now hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, alright. I've seen everything. You know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business. You were doing none of those things. Blue reflection character? Okay. Cool. It's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Corridor. He was the most popular star, you know? Especially when it counts in my book, where it counts in my book. But I heard that he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. Onkard. Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know? But if he's going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look, just look at this mountain of presents. To show the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him. How many of these bears did you buy? Yeah, the mountain is pretty big and certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Mr. Nick? What is it, Pearls? The presents. They're all bears, right? She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. Of some regard, I guess. All of Mr. Corda's presents from his fans seem to be bears? Oh, that's because you can't think of Juan without thinking about bears. Bears? Why bears? You don't know? When my dear Juan was training, he fought barehanded with a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas. Ah, yes, all those young people's dramas where you fight bears and then befriend them. I can see those two tuckered out. Down by the river going, you sure can fight. You too, bub, you too. Did all that really happen? It's in his biography, bub. A load of crock. So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice. Bears. I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock. What is that infernal racket? One of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. That startled me. I thought I was going to die for a second. 8 p.m. That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember? I'm sure it flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. Receiver. Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya, how's Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news, so it would seem my present did you no good. No, Mystic Maya. One more day, please. All I ask is for one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please. I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else, after all. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear she's alright. Alright. Then, a little... What is with this static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? Seems... bad. Connect. Damn it. Did the transceiver just suddenly break? Excuse me. Wow. Great. What happened? I don't know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static. Mystic Maya. Mystic Maya. Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? I should probably have an electronics expert look at it. Sooner the better. Alright, well... Do we know an electronics expert? Here! You know electronics, right? Nah. Okay. I don't think we actually have anything to show her. The only new thing we have is the picture card, and I don't think she'd know or care. One here. One here. Oh, yeah. Criminal affairs. Wonder if they... Nope. No electronics expert. Detention center. Wright and Co. March 22nd, Wright and Co. Hey, welcome back, pal. Thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice, thanks. Rich man's luxurious full-course meal. Out of a can, that is. Sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have the time to eat. Oops. Looks like you don't have a can opener, pal. You've got to be kidding. Here I thought he had already whipped something up. Oh, I know. There's one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Well, since he's here and offering, I wonder what I should try asking him about. Do you know anything about electronics? The transceiver? Oh, Mr. Nick, you should ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing. What thing? Oh yeah, this thing just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal. I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounded like this. Hear any static, pal? Huh? Maybe it fixed itself. That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference. Well, let's talk to you about electromagnetic interference. So what is electromagnetic interference? Something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. Oh, when you put it that way, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen. Oh man, that absolutely did used to happen. Oh man, I legit forgot about that because the overlap of like CRT monitors and cell phones is not nearly as big as a lot of other overlaps. But if you had your cell phone next to a CRT monitor and it went off, it did start to mess with like the magnets inside the monitor a little bit, and it would like warble the image. Such a very narrow band of time, though. Because as soon as we got past CRT monitors, that didn't really happen. And before cell phones were really a big popular thing, obviously that didn't happen either. Unless you had like actual physical magnets, you didn't really see a lot of like messing with monitor stuff. That's such a... like, that really hones in the game to like a really tight window. Computer. It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh, yes, the TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. She seems amazingly happy being able to understand this. So the room you were in when the transceiver... So the room you were in when that interference to the transceiver happened. There's gotta be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves, pal. Something like, like a listening device or something. Ah. Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We were in Mr. Corrida's room, the scene of the murder. What? That's it. I'm gonna sneak into the precinct to get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Oh, wait, Gumshoe. Oh yeah, baby. It's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah! Guys, hyped to the moon. We should be going too, Mr. Nick. Alright, let's go. Alright, well, we got somewhere to go for sure. March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel. Hey, you're finally here, pal. Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the, bug sweeper? Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. Then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct doors. The outside, I mean. So yeah, couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item. Hey, calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police's. Wow, so this is a bug sweeper. It's a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal. Oh, by who? Me, of course. Seeing this sure brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little beat up. But I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here. Your heart and soul? It'll work, trust me, pal. It'll do the job, but you can't set the sensitivity. It's going to beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves. But isn't it better that way? Well, anyway, since I brought it all this way, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal? Getting that sinking feeling again. Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. The listening device or some other sort of bug hidden in this room, pal. I'm going to find it, right? Right. Now, first let's turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around to give them a real thorough looky-see, pal. Sweeper will let you know how strong of a signal it's picking up, so keep an eye on it, okay? Once you find something that's giving off a lot of radio waves, press Enter to lock onto it. There's a lot of things here that are giving off radio waves. So let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Alright, I'm gonna go stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find a bug. Got it, pal? Alright. Lamp? Check. Listening device? Nope. There are lots of lamps in this room, aren't there, Mr. Nick? Yeah. They're all on. You shouldn't do that, Mr. Nick. Don't you know that's wasteful? Yeah. I'll be more conscious from now on. Sorry. I didn't turn them on. Don't really think the listening device is in the TV of all places. Looks like the TV was left on, and now it's showing an old samurai movie. Yeah, this channel plays all sorts of international movies, as well as domestic ones. You know, every time I watch one of these old movies, I always think, wow, these Japanese stars are really good at English. Yeah. When I grow up, I want to study Japanese. Should probably keep my mouth shut here and not destroy your dream. Well, the listening device isn't in the air conditioner. Yuck, this air filter is covered in dust and dirt. Yeah. Come on, Mr. Nick, let's wash it. I wonder if being a neat freak makes even the tiniest dust bunnies look colossal. What? Oh, nothing. What a lovely bear. Must be one of those fancy bear-shaped toy robots. It's a robot. It's a real robot. Yeah, it's a real one. Mr. Nick. Yes? How many horsepowers is it? How many horses? Horses? Well, look, it's a bear, so, well, the phone is the most common place for a listening device, I'd say, but let's take the receiver apart first before we get ahead of ourselves here. Wow, you know a lot about electronics, don't you, Mr. Nick? Yeah, I know tons, especially when it comes to taking them apart. It's my specialty. I'll leave the fixing part up to Gumshoe. So, is there a listening device in there? No. I really thought it had to be the phone, too. A cell phone? Nope, no bugs in here. A cell phone. What? Don't tell me you don't know what a cell phone is. I'm sorry, I've never seen one before. Now that she mentions it, my cell phone couldn't get any reception when I was staying in Korean Village. My host has never lived outside of that village, so, well, I guess I can't say it's impossible to live without one. Check, okay. Yep, lots of lamps. Yep, check, okay. I'm assuming they'll all be the same, but, like, you know, gotta be thorough. The radio was on and playing something. Oh, it's Kid's Question Corner. Professor, why is the Earth round? Yes, why is it, Mr. Nick? Let me listen to the radio program a little more, Pearls. Alright, that side seems pretty clear. Oh, the water in this hot water pot has run out. I'll go get more water for it. Okay, sounds good. Looks like she's forgotten all about looking for the listening device. What's this? It sort of looks like a hot water pot, but... Oh, well, it's kind of like a hot water pot, I guess. But instead of hot water, coffee comes out. Really? This pot can do that? Is there a pot that orange juice comes out? I don't think there's anything like that, Pearls. Sorry. Pearls, a connoisseur of 100% orange juice. This is a refrigerator, right? I don't think the listening device is in something like this, because it's filled with nothing but healthy vegetable juice, right? Yeah, sure. What does that have to do with listening devices? There doesn't seem to be anything giving off radio waves there, Mr. Nick. What? Oh, okay. The TV's remote control, but it doesn't look like the listening device is in here. So I was thinking, if a TV remote works on other things, like, can I make you change your expression, like TV channels? Zap. Hey! What if I could? Oh, the people I would give the old mute button to. Well, I don't think it's going to work on me. Why don't we try it on Maya tomorrow, okay? Okay. What's this? It's a small video camera. No listening devices, Gizmo. Everyone's trying to make everything smaller and smaller lately, aren't they, Mr. Nick? But it seems like I want to grow bigger and bigger. Well, eating only vegetables isn't going to help you there. You have to eat meat, too. Bag of chips! No listening device in that notebook computer, huh? What's a notebook computer? Do you know what a notebook is? Yes, it's a small book with paper that you can write on. So, well, that thing is like a notebook in a way. It's basically a small laptop. Mr. Nick, what's a laptop? You really set yourself up for that one, Mr. Nick. See, I'm assuming it's either the big clock... Oh, the little clock's not giving off enough. Oh. I was just going to assume it was this. Well, it certainly looks like an alarm clock. What's wrong? Why do you look troubled? Just can't imagine the listening device being inside this alarm clock. Just, sort of reminded me of something that happened a long time ago. Oh. Well, anyway, looks like the listening device isn't in here. Wow, there's a really delicious loaf of bread in... Isn't that a rice cooker? Looks like it's been on keep warm all this time since the murder. Well, Mr. Scruffy Detective always says, gotta keep the trial and crime scene warm. I think the keep warm in that case is a little more metaphorical. Alright, well, it must be the giant bear. Okay, well, I picked the wrong spot of the bear, that's fine. This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen. Hey, so did you guys find it yet? The listening device, I mean. No, not yet, but this bear's eye is. Let's see. Perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's take this big fella's eye out, see what we got. No, you can't. Such a violent act. No. Well, that's a miniature camera. It looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. What emitter? Transmitter, pal. Oh, is this more of that high-tech stuff? So this tiny thing is a camera? Yep, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera, mostly used in security systems. Video camera? But it's on a battery, which comes with it in a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. This is only the camera part here, pal. Tape recorder with the tape inside is somewhere else. Somewhere else. Footage is changed into radio waves and sent to that recorder. So, sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it? Hey, you know, you're right. My camera added to the cord record. So, what is a transmitter? The device that sends the footage that the camera took to a specific destination. Like a video version of a listening device, pal. Looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it. You can set it for a certain time. Yep. Let's see, this looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go for 1 hour. 8 p.m.? That was the time the award ceremony ended. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I'd guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? Pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder? Then maybe. Maybe this camera caught the murder on tape! What? And if you think about the angle the bear is at, bound to have a clear shot of the whole crime, pal. Transmitter added, stuffed bear. So there was a camera in this bear's eye. And it was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. Pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave it to Mr. Court? Who gave Mr. Court this present? I don't know, pal. This means that someone out there has got a video of what happened here that night. Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is? Possible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Excuse me. Oh. Really no way to find out? Stuffed bear added to the court record. Got it! What? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you going to do? I'm gonna go around the electronics shop and see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 p.m. Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal. Spy camera and transmitter given to Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. He's hyped again? He's gone. Yeah, but Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in the most inefficient ways, right? Would you excuse me? I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? The rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward, one step at a time. I see. Thanks. Don't thank me yet. We still have to find her. So there was a spy camera hidden inside the stuffed animal, huh? One lucky man, right? Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl? No idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. I have 9 of them. It's completely handmade, and only a small number of these are exported here. What? The camera and transmitter that scatterbrain detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is. Can you really do that, Mr. Nick? Can you really? Well, I guess so. It's 9 p.m. I think I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. Ashley throws the bear over his shoulder, walks out. You can't cut his salary any further. He doesn't have a job. I'm sure you have other things to do. Stuffed bear snatched up by Edgeworth. See you soon, right? Wait! What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. Look, just because we've had our differences before, doesn't mean I'm not going to try to literally save the life of a human being who's been kidnapped and is being held at ransom, let alone somebody I actually know. Besides that, Wright, until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Corrida? The real killer? You really still think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. And the truth, Wright. Everything begins with the truth. Juan Corrida's real killer is Andrews' past. Kidnapper whose sole condition is an acquittal for Mr. Onguard. Every time Edgeworth mentions Gumshoe, yeah, every time. This card, Shelley DeKiller. Oh yeah, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. But as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. To be continued. Alright. Too early in the stream to end. Really hungry. Give me just a second. I had a little snack bar here. I'm gonna just take a bite. I try not to eat in the middle of the shorter streams, but my stomach is just really hungry all of a sudden. And it shouldn't be. I got screwed with Jersey Mike's today. I had a half of a sub. I've had nothing but good experiences ordering delivery from Jersey Mike's till today, where I ordered a giant, got charged for a giant, and got delivered a normal size. So I put in a query in the app and nothing has come back yet. They're like, oh, we'll get back to you within 48 hours. So, got a snack bar though. Always hungry for justice. Always. that should definitely hold me till at least after stream, with some tea mixed in. And 14 Gatewater Hotel. It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearl. They'll find her, so don't you worry. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. Hungry for justice, hungry for the truth, thirsty for knowledge. So the real person who killed Mr. Corridor was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client? I mean, who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood, but whoever this client is, it's still a killer. Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews? I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife to the corpse itself? And if she was the client, I feel like she'd know what the card was. Not to say she couldn't lie about it, but she had motive to kill him, but she seemed the type to take that into her own hands, I suppose. But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be. Matt Ungard himself? What's Matt? If Mr. Ungard really did hire the assassin, he's not innocent at all. Far from it. He would be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Mr. Ungard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him. Mr. Ungard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Oh, sorry. Mr. Ungard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Jean Corda? I mean, he didn't, even if he did hire the killer, that would mean he didn't lie here. Alright, just to be clear, dude, I didn't kill anyone. That includes one Corda, okay? It's in the Cyclops at that time. We delay him Xboxes, it's a psychopath. Yeah. Actually, that reminds me. Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial tonight. She said something interesting. So what is this interesting thing? Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, Pearls? One had been everything on the Jam Ninja this year. And if he loses a great bit, he's going to make sure that it's going to happen with him. That's what I thought, anyway. Looks like somehow one hand in his hands, the secret's so powerful. It will destroy Matt's head with me, have been revealed. Mr. Ungard's secret. What is this? What is the secret? I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Corda was trying to reveal the secret. That means Mr. Ungard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Corda silenced. Means we have to meet with Mr. Ungard. There's no way around it now. Alright. Literally saying, oh yeah, in terms of design, 100%. No subtlety. I love that her, like, reaction is just, huh, and her glasses shatter, and then they're just back in the next scene. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just shards of glass everywhere. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already. Isn't it way past your bedtime? Aren't you a small child? Shouldn't you be in bed by now? We still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. It's all a matter of the secret Mr. Corda held about Mr. Ungard, and Miss Andrews' real intentions. Those are two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center? You'll think of something, Pearls, don't you worry. Hey, wait! What is it, whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. I was told to use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made. I don't know, and frankly I don't care, but that request came from Edgepoo, so... Edgeworth. And he said... You feel angry. Direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. This is absolutely top secret, so you'd better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. Very interesting. Sure it was, you know, it was to catch poor Juan in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What is that? It means, well, you know that gossip that's been going around about my dear Juan? Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Corda. I'll let you in another secret, youngin'. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl, the nervous some people, spying on people by herself as if I wouldn't want to see it all for myself, too. Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change. I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet that it's nothing good. But I didn't say anything. They want to know about Juan and manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two. Oh? I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know? That manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impacts. Miss Andrews' mentor, right? Yes, that's the one. That's the last girl. She was supposed to get married, you know? But married? You mean to Mr. Corda? Really, you young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement. 3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the... Why would Miss Impacts want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Oh, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Juan. What? They were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly canceled their marriage. Is that true? It's in the weekly magazines. But why? Why did he do that? It's not in the magazines, unfortunately. I see. That night after Juan called off the wedding, that manager Celeste killed herself. Terrible. I wonder what happened between those two. Well, I don't think we have anything relating to that in any way, but we definitely learned some stuff. So that's cool. That night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. It is weird that he'd say something with no one here, but I've examined the whole thing, yeah. I've definitely examined the whole thing. Yeah. If I get stuck, I'll come back and make sure I check everything again, but that's definitely a place I've gone over. It's just weird that he had to, like, a comment there. Doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here. Well, he's out there with that camera asking around at all the electronic stores. Then I'll make some salad for him for dinner. Looks like Pearls really appreciates what Gumshoe's doing for us. I mean, you should too, Phoenix. Mr. Nick. Yes? Where's the lettuce? I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before. Aw, I guess I'll have to give up on making a salad then. Guess the lack of lettuce is kind of a problem. So we're good here. Detention center. What's 22nd? Detention center. Visiting hours ended a few hours ago. Looks like we're not going to get a chance to talk with Mr. Ongar tonight. But isn't what we have to ask very important? Yeah, but I don't think that matters to the guard. Well. Feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Ongar's lawyer, right? Ah, yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. Decisive witness? You mean for the Ongard case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who is the witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demands and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh, yeah. Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did. Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission, so there you go. What? I already called them, so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. This is such good news, Mr. Nick. Go talk to your heart's content. Sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. Yeah, I'm sure they do, just like every time. I feel they must have transferred Mrs. Andrews here by now. That means that both Mr. Ongard and Miss Andrews are in the detention center. Now then, whose story do we want to hear? Let's start with Matt. We asked him directly, did you kill anyone? Now we should ask him directly, have you hired someone to kill anyone? Dude, it's Mr. Wright! Hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Ezra just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that Juan Corrido was killed by an assassin. The assassin's client is this man, Matt Ongard. What's wrong? Mr. Ongard, there's something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. Totally not like your usual lawyer dude self. About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah. Heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. Looks like somehow Juan had to say the secret's so powerful. Just why that's antiquated. Could you please fill me in on what this secret is, please? Ah. Yeah, didn't think he was going to give that one up. Jeez. Knew this was coming. Didn't think he was going to give that one up pretty easily. Mr. Nick, don't tell me. Cyclops. You said a secret, right? I don't have any idea what that is. Do you, dude? Apparently somebody ordered five dude locks, yeah. Did you know all about Mr. Corrido and Mrs. Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know of any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Corrido. Her mentor was Mr. Corrido's manager. And Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste Impax's suicide note from him. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what is a pizza? Oh man, Pearls is in for actually learning something really great. Is it a kind of pea, like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? Oh, I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. It's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else? You are so not subtle. So not subtle. Mr. Ongard, are you connected to Miss Impax's suicide in some way? Well, I don't know if we'll have the stuff for him yet, because we still gotta investigate a bunch of stuff, but let's see. Jeez. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Corrido had been successful in his plan? What would you have disclosed? Told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on, I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Corrido, especially on that night. No, I don't. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather more clues before I try. Yeah, especially with that many locks. Let's be a little more... If we come back here, presumably we can swap whose story we're hearing? Yes. Okay. Oh, it's you. Sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. Sure, Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Corrido had on Mr. Ongard. I'd like to ask you about Matt Ongard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. Ongard. If that's the case, then why did he become his manager? And why would he become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. Okay. Now Miss Celeste Impax. Finally put her death behind me. Now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. Sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. It's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back and to burn it. You wanted to burn it, but why? Didn't want it to spread just like another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. Suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. Why did you try to frame Mr. Engard? It's simple, because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. Police are excellent at doing their jobs. They'd figured it out, right? Oh, the police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figured it out, right? Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews. Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason, so please, tell me why you did what you did. Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now? Ah, damn it! Just one. A Cyclock, huh? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But... I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say... revenge. Well, save in case I make a stupid mistake. You know, things I'd never actually do. Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Engard for the murder? I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Engard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There's something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. We don't have evidence for that yet. Also my nose. I mean, the only person that I could imagine is Celeste. Like, that's it. But, like, we don't know of any connection, really, between her... But, like, given her history, the only person it could be is Celeste. And I already saved, so I'm willing to lose some HP. Celeste. There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings, and even revenge. And that is Miss Impact's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him. Yet. But for you to hate Mr. Engard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impact's and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt? No! I can't, actually. That's something we're probably going to need. Because we don't have any evidence of that. Damn it. Alright. Criminal affairs should still be busy. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me! Uh-oh. Mr. Powers? What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. The decisive witness is Mr. Powers. I was talking with a detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home. All of a sudden, you there, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Oh, jeez. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. Just a normal guy in an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? So, about this testimony. What are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet, but it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. Saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick. Mystic Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's all right. I really have a lot of friends, do I? This is gonna do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. Because it's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game, to justify himself. What? Horrible. That's unforgivable. Ow, ow, sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him. His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? Dazzling sort of image, but aren't you a part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, British kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh, hey. So did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? I mean, Miss Impact's? We heard something about how her wedding was cancelled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written in that note. Yeah, that's probably why somebody hid it. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Corridor. Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. She said, it looks like I caught up with a truly insidious man. Truly insidious man? Does she mean Mr. Corridor by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? That would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. See, well, that's some good info, thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Angard and Miss Andrews are both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand, or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Mr. Nick, your phone. Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. Sounds kind of ominous. Yeah, I know. Hello? We're in trouble now, pal. Oh, I'll be back at the office really soon. Wrong. Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, Edgeworth? Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on anymore. Hello? You got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? Don't you said we needed to go back to the office right away? Awful person can be. Then we should hurry back. Insidious, yeah. Scared to go back. What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow I doubt that. Yeah. That's one that people don't tend to use lightly. What took you so long, pal? Mr. Edgeworth couldn't stick around forever and had to go. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who bought that spy camera. This quickly? This bear is what gave them away, pal. The bear? I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. But wasn't it Mr. Edgeworth that figured... Shh, girls. And go on. There's only one person who bought one of these bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt Ungard. Huh? Matt Ungard, your client. That's who, pal. Here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought this bear was... Heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. That's an exact amount, the exact match to the price of that stuffed bear. Receipt. That's all you have? Nah, it's not just the receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me. I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. Ongard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Ongard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Ongard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. Credit card receipt added to the court record. That's gotta get through, like, one of those locks, right? So what if the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you to file away into evidence. Spy camera transmitter and stuffed bear refiled and refiled with the evidence. And they don't want to give up, pal. Didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Corda's room was Matt Ongard? Why? Why would Mr. Ongard do something like this? Bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Corda in one of their rendezvous. I bet is not good enough for me. Also, that means those might have some saucy tapes. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. You gonna see him? Mr. Ongard, I mean. Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find out next. Scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for Pearls. Yeah, I mean, the main thing he had as his driving reason for, like, not thinking he was scum was he straight up asked him, did you kill anyone? And there were no Cyclocks. However, that might have been the wrong question to ask to provoke some Cyclocks, it seems. But yeah, he didn't ask about any of the other stuff, just that. So, you know. Yeah. Also, Phoenix isn't exactly known for picking up on subtle things quickly. Matt Ongard, what in the world have you done? I don't know, let's go, have words. You're working real late, you know? No, wrong voice. No, that's actually no. You're working real late, you know? It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax, don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. Okay. Save first. I don't know if we have enough for all of the evidence, but pretty sure we can hammer something out by now. Unless we go Andrews first. But I don't think we have anything directly. I think what he's going to give us will open her lock. Oh, we already read this. Close attention to Miss Corda, especially on that night. Alright, well, unfortunately, any three parts of this could be the right thing. I'm gonna say the bear, but I feel like any one of these three could be it. This bear was in Mr. Corda's room on the night of the murder. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. So, it's a present, dude. It actually looks kind of classy, if you know what I mean. Yes, I hear it's quite expensive. Which is why it's very odd that this gadget was found inside of this bear. This is a very small video camera. It was hidden inside this bear's eye. Maybe it's a really curious bear? Well, whatever this bear saw was sent somewhere using this transmitter. Which means someone on the night of the murder was secretly filming Mr. Corda's room. Yeah, guess Juan had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. Huh? You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Corda was... Mr. Corda. No. Mr. Ongard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. But he says he knows you. How could he forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. Ongard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. It's like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Ongard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from this is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? It's $3,800. This could be the toothbrush I bought that one time. $3,800 toothbrush! It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Oh. Tell me you didn't just ruin an elephant to brush your teeth. Ew. Elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yes? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Corrida's room and filmed it in secret is... I think because he wanted to catch... Yeah. Adrian Andrews? There's a rumor going around that Miss Andrews and Mr. Corrida were having secret meetings. You, who was keeping tabs on Mr. Corrida, you were going to reveal this as fact and turn it into a scandal, isn't that right? Dude, you'd be such a moron. Huh? Oh man, Mr. Lawyer dude, that kind of scandal. That's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy. The good stuff. Juicy. Look, we can get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. I mean, if people stop paying attention to us, then it'd be the end, dude. Too bad that wasn't your intention. What are you talking about? I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent. So innocent as, you know, catching two people doing it in the privacy of their hotel room. But it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Corrida because of Miss Andrews. And there's only one reason I could think of for you to do such a thing. The real reason you set up that camera in Mr. Corrida's room was... we must have the evidence for this, because it wouldn't let us get this far without it. Don't think this is right. Yep. Yeah. Really not that? I was thinking that one too, but I was like, no. What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly D. Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly D. Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? You really don't know him. Then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? And why did you call him a shady scumbag? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. Can't afford to make any more mistakes. Yeah, I really can't because I have 1 HP left. Mr. Matt on guard. I know why you know Mr. D. Killer. It's because... you're a hero of justice! Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how would you know something like that? It's because you're his client, that's why. You hired Shelly D. Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Corrida. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt on guard. Yeah. Here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought. Anyway, Mr. Ongard, You really did hire? Hold on a sec. I'm going to consult myself. Okay. Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. Time for what? I think it's time. Oh. 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 Alright. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt on guard. Okay. Also, hey Mitz, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. Holy crap. This is the man we've been defending. We have been very wrong. Very wrong. Oh. Well done, Mr. Wright. It wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. Really, you are Shelley the Killer's client. You don't really think I would dirty my own hands at this, did you? What do you mean? That woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself, trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. All I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? You're lying. What a terrible... He's rich, Sora. He's rich. He's famous. Also, that's clearly not wine. That's clearly orange juice. It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. But why? Why did you hide the video camera and... A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. You knew about Miss Andrews' secret? But I'm no weakling. I don't believe in anyone, least of all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. But a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why. Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Orange, I see. You can't tell me otherwise. Are you sure it's not no ecto-cooler is green? That's right. That video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl? Why? Why would you kill Mr. Corrida? Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Corrida had been able to give it, if Mr. Ungard's secret would have... Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know? I had no interest in doing it, really. But bit by bit, it crept down on me. And the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Corrida ended up dead. Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. Except for I kind of depended on that assassin to assassinate the person that I didn't want to dirty my... I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it, the assassin too. Oh, how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me, Matt on guard. Ah, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. I've been so deceived by you all this time. When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan Corrida. You answered very clearly that you hadn't killed him. I mean, he was not lying. And now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that Dick Killer guy, right? At Cyclox, since they work on, like, internal logic, as long as his conscience was clear of murder, there wouldn't be a Cyclox there. He was not hiding that fact. He truly, 100% believes he did not kill anyone. And since he truly believes it, and was truly not hiding anything, there'd be no Cyclox. All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. You killed Mr. Corrida. I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Oh, but too bad you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Ah, but you can't, can you? That'd be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Maya. You wouldn't want to test a killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. Juan said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course. Well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Yeah. What am I supposed to do? Now, we finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth. Don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Really? This is the atmosphere you prefer? I guess he spends more time here. Well, Wright, what are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy... No. You can't do that. That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? It's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth. Right. Only you can decide where to go from here. A year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. That's why, I mean, Meekins exist. Pots. Meekins exist. And that's why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. But jeez, felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. Excuse me. And now, Wright, it's your turn. Yeah, I know, Meekins is very different. He's not a good person, but like, yeah, you mean actually evil. You mean actually insidious. My turn. What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who's clearly a killer. Matt on guard. That man is really... Ugh! Doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Proper defense? But what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you fought for your clients up until now? That smirk, that bastard. Oh. Phoenix takes lethal, not psychic damage. Phoenix takes lethal emotional damage. Well, that may be true, but that's because I've believed my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get on guard and acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. He absolutely got him, and he knew he did, too. Became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. He's scowling because he's like, I thought I was closest to you, Phoenix. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. Just don't know what to do. Wait, would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? And that's... You're a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Francisco Bancarma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict, for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Siska, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record, that's all. And isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? This is some good ass Edgeworth. Because your precious win record was destroyed? You're so petty. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. What do you... Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I begin to realize the error of my ways. I realize that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. What? I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I bet you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story. Beep, 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 beep. Mr. Nick, the transceiver. Beep. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My, what is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please, why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Angard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself. I believe you are asking me for a reason as to why I'm doing what I am. Yeah. This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and it is part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? Unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before, however. You did, but my name is the Killer. Shelley the Killer. You're Shelley the Killer. Please keep in mind, you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a Killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, Maya, it would be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice long nap. No. And if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace the signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. Gotta love a good cat ruining well-laid plans. Mystic Maya. I don't know what to say. Edgeworth. Did you hear that? At the end of the transmission. Huh? Oh, that. It sounded like a cat. A cat. It can't be that cat, can it? What is it? I know where Shelley the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all police units head for On Guard Mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun. Yeah. So we go from here to the living room. So much of the music is so good. I like how it cuts out while we're in travel, and it cuts back. Maya! Please answer us, Mystic Maya. We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape, assuming he's still in the area. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. He and Angard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. Oh, well. Sure, that means nothing. It's a figurine of a bear. There are a lot of cuts in it for some reason. Wooden bear-shaped figurine. It's covered in many thin cuts. A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Corda? Why would something like this be here? Look down. There's a little pet door installed here. I'm sure that's for Shu. You think that this came through that little door? This door. It's locked. Well, pretty used to breaking down doors by now. Let's go, Edgeworth. There's no one here. From the looks of this room, I would say this is Angard's private lounge. Look at this, Wright. Antenna for sending and receiving radio signals and a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed and recorded on it. Sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found. No mistaking that someone used this to record something. Looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. It's Angard's computer. Maya, why couldn't you have used this to get help? And Mr. Nick, where's the power switch? Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. She couldn't find the power switch. I like how he doesn't even question. He's like, yeah, no, that tracks. It's a VCR and an antenna. The footage that the spy camera took at the scene of the crime was beamed here and recorded on tape. If only we had that tape, it would have been really helpful. And something you shouldn't see, Pearls. Huge television and speakers loom largely here. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say, "Aren't I a happy samurai fan if I could see the nickel samurai on TV like this?" Yeah, that's what she'd say. I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya! All things considered. Yeah, I can't either, honestly. There's a little door of a shoe in this big door. I'm sure Maya used this door to shove this out there. I'm sure it was her. Every time you give me some piece of evidence, it's always the most crucial piece. This time too, I'm sure. Can't read all the labels, but there's a very large collection of videotapes. Looks like On Guard taped all of his own shows. What a spacious sofa. I bet 10 pearls would fit on here. I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick. The table. It's a very small table. I bet we could barely squeeze 3 pearls in there. But I wouldn't sit on a table to begin with, Mr. Nick. I think that's it. We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. Sorry, looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Yeah. This looks like a picture of Miss Impacts. With love, Celeste. Miss Impacts, you mean? Yes, Mr. Corda's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impacts be here in Mr. Ongard's mansion? It doesn't say with love. This might be a clue. What's wrong, Pearls? Please, let me see that picture frame. Huh? What's so special about the frame? On the back. There's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya. She left us a message. What? I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Listen up. You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Probably. You're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's got to watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. Guess I'll talk to you guys later. No. Mystic Maya. Right. What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Oh, nothing. We've searched the house, and this is the last room. It looks like he eludes us. Edward. Yes? As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Yeah. Totally forgot about that with the way things started going. Miss Andrews Cyclock, if I could just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. Show me a second. Detention center. Visitors room. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I've come to remove your Cyclock. Cyclock? I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. You only have one lock. I mean, that's some ballsy talk for someone behind one lock. But okay, it did also take us this long to get that lock, so... Come at me, bro. There's plexiglass between us. Can you please tell me why... Oh, yeah, we read this already. The person is definitely Celeste. Some relation misimpacts and her suicide. This is a photo of Miss Impacts, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impact's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's alright. It's a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. Found this at Mr. Ongard's mansion. And after all this time, this remaining secret has been revealed. I am Samus Aran. I just put on some glasses and acted weak, and nobody suspected a thing. Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out. Because Mr. Corda didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? She 100% just pulled... yeah, talking a lot of shit for one lock. She pulled a freaking Superman, just, well, you know, nobody else suspected that. Yes, because of Matt. Because of Mr. Ongard. What do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. That's why, with love, Celeste is written on the frame of that picture. They were a couple, weren't they? They were a couple, weren't they? Wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Played with, until she was thrown away. It's so horrible. Just leaves. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then, it suddenly called off. On the night, Juan called their marriage off. Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was my revenge for Celeste and for myself. Sure, even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. You know, before you two got together, we used to date. Okay. Did any of that dating happen, like, overlap? Was anybody cheating? No. She just used to... We used to date before you two did. Like, long before. After I threw her away and hurt her really bad, she found you and seems even happier than she was with me, and you two are getting married. But she dated me first. I gotta call off the wedding, sorry. You see, so that's what happened. But then why did Mr. Corda have to call off the wedding? See, that's... Pearl? Spitting facts. I don't understand at all. It's probably because of his worthless male pride. Yeah. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. But, like, okay. Even if we take this as from the point of view of rivals, if they were never close enough to get married, and now these two are, wouldn't that mean you beat him? If you're going to view it as a strictly rival thing, which cuts an entire human being's feelings out of the equation, but you know, if you're only going to view it as the point of view of rivals with the other dude, didn't you win? Didn't you beat him? Alright. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most. Or missed impact. Yes, absolutely. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds. And that she would never ever again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would he do that? It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt. And it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image, in any case. Ah, so he was waiting for the ideal time when it would hurt most. With his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge? What's that word again? Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. Yeah, that checks out then. And that was Press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it all from Wand. So I could find out all about this that I drew close to Wand to begin with. Quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to be used in their game. At night, when I found Wand's body, it's only natural that I thought the murderer was mad. The two were always spying on one another, after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I had even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters, so when I stabbed Juan's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all that I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It's no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. Can't sleep either. Not with Maya's situation, or with what I know now. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are getting any sleep that night. To be continued. Definitely too early to end, but I also get the feeling we're not going to finish this in one sweep. So if we hit a logical resting point with like a reasonable amount of time left, I'll probably end up calling it there. I really don't like ending it in the middle of a section of, like, when it hits a logical, like, to be continued point, cool. I don't like leaving it off in the middle of stuff if I can. And I get the feeling we're not finishing this game in an hour 20. Get the definite feeling. So presumably, when we get a stopping point in this case, unless it all happens in one. How did I get into this mess? Speed running time? That's far enough. You can't run forever. Mr. Phoenix, right? I still think this is a great, like, scene. What have I done wrong? Just skip the text. Not allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence. You're no longer worthy of your title. Some sweet dreams tonight, for sure. I had this dream before someplace, some time ago. As if this day was written in my destiny. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer. To prove a killer innocent. March 23rd, 9:43 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Good old Lobby Number 3. Beep. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. Sorry, didn't realize you. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? Why is he just... He's on trial for murder. I feel like sometimes we see our clients here. I feel like it just seems more weird because we know he is a killer. Where does he get the... If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Now listen up. You better get on by the guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. Maya. Phoenix? Mia! Maya? How's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Yeah. Wait, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for the lawyer, the worst of times when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here. Not anywhere. It's that accursed on guard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Gumshoe, I'm really, really sorry. Where are you? Let me join the investigation team. We're chasing after the killer, pal. They're gonna pay you. No. Then you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. We're not going to give up, Gumshoe. Until the trial's over, until the verdict is handed down. We're going to do everything we can to find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. It's true, I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. Make the trial last longer? If you go up Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. Believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to give it all we got, just like you. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix, you understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. I know it. It's just I see. Yeah, but where does he get the glass from? I understand that he's just smuggling juice boxes in his pockets. That's fine. But the glass, though. Glass. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Ongard. Yeah, it's always the best when they're on our side. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder? That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. He forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Matt Ongard, then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. You're saying that she's guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I'd like to direct this court's attention to this card. What is that? Looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. No, that's a stack of papers in your hand. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Corrida was killed by a professional assassin. The person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt Ongard. What a surprising turn of events! I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. Yeah, honestly, in this courtroom, I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. We still have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Yeah, sure, it'll be fine. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. What is your relation to the defendant? Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry, well, just kind of a nothing sort of guy. The night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. This is correct. Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Ongard's room. Okay, sure. Is it the Matt's room? After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Things sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. Talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that person Mr. Ongard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy. But what are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Like we're in another sticky situation. Crap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in headfirst, right? Yep. Always. Visit Matt's room. The defendant's room? Why did he go there? Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother, sort of, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright. What is it? You're going to try to trick me into a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor, underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witnesses suddenly turn into the bad guy. Not always, but he's not wrong either. Every time. Witness. I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. Sorry. So you went to the defendant's room and then... Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? Are you sure that was Matt on guard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the Nickel Samurai mask then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what's the defendant doing standing in front of his own room? At first, what do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform, and he had a bottle of juice on a tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. Why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. Guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Tip? But that's a perfectly normal thing to do. So, how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. So, who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. Well, it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. This is like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. I have no idea. What gap in this story? First things first, obviously, we save. Yeah, I don't think that would matter. I have no idea. Not even a... It's gotta be this. First, yeah, I read this. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated... You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt when he gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. It's Bellboy. He wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip. Thanks. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was. But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket, and that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. It's like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about. Start with the tip. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much is maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much. Would you please clarify for the court? How much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. Why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. I like the concept of having Edgeworth say, a very fat roll of cash. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on praise, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? Because maybe you do it for reasons that aren't money? I'm just, possibly. Got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work. So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious for the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley the Killer? He is the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw in this was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head, and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Care to share? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later in that night. What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir, right away. The second time. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Oops, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room.